Good evening and welcome to the 1111 Media Creator Academy and our YouTube page. My name is Ben Richardson, and unfortunately, Brea Bolton is feeling a bit under the weather, so she will not be joining us tonight, which is, of course, unfortunate. But guys, we have some fun stuff for you tonight. It's going to be taking a look at some of the new things that have just landed out in the wild, and that is specifically Kling 3.0 and Kling 3.0 Omni. We'll be taking a look at what the differences between these two models that just dropped by Kling are, what some of the strengths and weaknesses of each model is, and what the differences are between them, and just how good they are by testing out some of these prompts that they have going on here. So that we have going on that can give them an old testy test. So stick around with us, and we'll see how this all goes down. It's always an adventure when we look at these models, and I think it's always fun, and it always helps people like yourselves know what are the best models out there on the market, so that you can make a hopefully a very educated decision on what you'd like to use and what you'd like to not use. So we'll be diving in that to that tonight. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you have any concerns, please let me know in the old comments, and I will be checking those from time to time to see what we have there, so that we can make sure that you get those answered. So yeah, stick around. It's going to be a lot of fun, and let's dive in, shall we? So first things up here, would love to do what we usually do here, and that is go to the creator's website, whatever company's website it is, and get a little insight of what they think, about their new their new model is, to get kind of a hype man, right? And so that's what we're going to do, is we're going to make sure and go over to Kling.ai, or excuse me, it's app.klingai.com, really. But we're going to look at their global release notes for Kling 3.0 and 3.0 Omni. If that's not a little bit ominous. I tried. That's all I got, folks. I apologize. So let me screen share here. Let me see what we got going on. So yes, I would. I would like this. All right. So let me add this on here. All right. So what you're seeing up here is the Kling 3.0. It says that Kling AI enters the 3.0 era, which is really interesting because 2.6 only came out about a month ago, give or take. But they're saying here comes the 3.0 era, all in one for all, gradually available. But good news, it's already available to us. So we can look at that tonight. So it's going to be a lot of fun. The Kling 3.0 models series is officially launched, redefining AI storytelling. Everyone's a director, and the time is now. Pro subscribers and above have early access. Full release is coming soon. Yes, that's true. Obviously, we do have some access to it. So this is going to be great. So it says, Dear Kling AI creators, we are excited to announce a major upgrade to Kling, building on our previous all-in-one creative engine. The Kling 3.0 model is powered by a deeply unified training framework, enabling truly native multimodal input and output, excuse me, by seemingly integrating native audio with advanced element consistency control. Kling 3.0 infuses AI generated visuals with a stronger sense of life and coherence. In addition, the Kling 3.0 model breaks previous duration limits and introduces intelligent multi-shot storytelling, further expanding the creative and narrative boundaries of AI-powered video creation. Not bad. They're selling me pretty well here. So hopefully it's good. Let's see here. They have a hype video. So let's take a listen, shall we? Let's give it a go. It says turn up, but I did turn it up. I did turn it up, Kling. Interesting. Let me see here. Let me reload the page. Maybe that will help it. Give it a little help. Give it a second for Kling to pick up. There we go. That one worked. All right, let's give this a go, guys.
You know what the real tragedy of our time is?
We have 2 minutes, Goro.
Don't let it touch you, you're a ghost.
Prometes amarte y ser leal en los desafíos futuros.
Will you still love me no matter what I become?
如果佢老咗呢？要是他当妈妈了呢？
彼女がアニメを見るのが好きならどうですか?
그녀가 별을 쫓는다면 어때요?
I do.
Well, all right. Well, you check that business out. Looks like that we do get some pretty sweet upgrades here. If you just saw that, they are boasting up to 15 seconds of continuous generative AI video, and quite a few other things there. If you were watching along, as well as sequence shots. So this is something that Sora 2 kind of introduced first, as far as it being the first model that could actually introduce cuts into a single prompt. And you could say, do this at this time, do this at this time, do this at this time. So that's really interesting, but it also looks like it will do that from storyboards and actually do them in sequence if that's what you want. So I think that is really interesting. So let's see here. Let's continue into their press release here and see what they have to say. It says building on Kling Video 01, which was the first multimodal model. Say that 5 times fast. And Kling Video 2.6, the new model integrates multiple tasks such as text to video, image to video, reference to video, video content indentation and removal, video modification and transformation into a unified native multimodal training model. This model not only supports longer video generation of up to 15 seconds, but also offers native audio, which I thought that the last one offered native audio too. I'm almost positive it did. 2.6 did. More flexibility in storyboarding and shot control, a higher accuracy and prompt adherence, which 2.6 did do a much better job of. But as if you remember when we did that test of Kling 2.6 about a month plus ago, It did better than Kling 2.5, but it wasn't perfect either. So love to hear that there might be some more prompt adherence. It looks like they're going for the gusto here, and obviously, if they're just rapidly coming out with these things right here. Based on upgraded unified multimodal approach, Kling Video 2.6 has been upgraded to 3.0, while Kling 01 has been upgraded to Omni. So 01 is now Omni. So there you have your answer on that right there. So 3.0 is the video model. 3.0 Omni is going to be previously 01, which was the first multimodal model, bringing a comprehensive evolution and a creative and narrative possibility. All right. Right. So this shows you, in their native area here, what the Kling Omni and the Kling 3.0 access is. Here's some of the capability upgrades that they're saying from 2.6 to 3 specifically. So 2.6 had text to video, image to video, starting in frames, and native audio. I thought it did. So 3.0 obviously has all of those. Now, what 2.6 didn't have that we're getting with 3.0 is multi-shot, start frame, and element reference, multi-character conference, 3+ characters. That's really interesting. Multilingual support of Chinese, English, Japanese, Korean, and Spanish. So decent mix. I mean, you get 5 well-used languages, dialects and accents, 15-second output duration, and flexible duration. Meaning what I'm guessing is you can have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like something very specific on the output duration. That would be my guess. We'll look, but that would be my guess on what they're talking about there. So yeah, let's dig a little deeper here. So here is the capability upgrades from Omni, or excuse me, from 01 to Omni. So there was no native audio and no multi-shot in 01. We did, I believe, have text to video, image to video, starting in frames, multi-image, and element reference. That's pretty much kind of what it was built on. But it's saying here it also supports native audio and multi-shot. And then video element references was not supported. Added element voice control not supported, multi-shot not supported, video duration up to 10 seconds was what it was. So now it also supports native audio multi-shot, supports you uploading and recording your own video elements, supports adding a voice to these elements that are already in there, and then supports multi-shot generation. And then it goes up to 15 seconds now. So definitely some upgrades happening here. We're finally getting some longer shots, being able to go there. Now, this is something that they are giving us here as an example as far as multi-shot director, AI director onboard, one-click cinematic output. Okay, interesting. You've piqued my attention, Kling. Let AI help build your scene with more shots and coverage. The all-new multi-shot feature is designed to understand scene coverage and shots in your prompt, automatically adjusting camera angles and compositions. From classic shot reverse, shot dialogues to advanced techniques like cross-cutting, dialogue, and voiceover, the model understands cinematic languages with precision. No more tedious cutting and editing, just one generation for cinematic video, making complex audiovisual expressions accessible to all creators. So basically, it gives you a first frame here. Here's the prompt. We're going to look at this. It says cinematic shot on a European villa's outdoor terrace. A young Caucasian woman in a blue and white striped short sleeve shirt, khaki shorts with a brown belt sits barefoot at a table with a blue and white checkered tablecloth. Opposite her sits a young Caucasian man in a white t-shirt. The camera slowly pushes in. The woman swirls juice in her glass, gazing at a distant woods, and says, "These trees will turn yellow in a month." Close up on the man as he lowers his head and whispers, "But they'll be green again next summer." The woman then turns her head, smiling at him, and asks, "Are you always this optimistic?" The man looks up into her eyes and replies, "Only about summers with you. High quality, 4K, realistic textures, natural sunlight, emotional atmosphere." So here's the beginning frame. Let's look at this output that it gave. Maybe.
These trees will turn yellow in the month.
But they'll be green again next summer.
Are you always this optimistic?
Only about summers with you.
These trees will turn yellow in the month.
But they'll be green again next summer.
Are you always this optimistic?
Only about summers with you.
So I'll be honest. I think the native audio, though, is it's fantastic to have. It feels a little rough. I'm gonna
These
look,
trees will turn yellow in the month.
But they'll be green again next summer.
and
Are you
the
always this optimistic?
I will say that this is some of the best lip syncing we've had. If you remember on 2.6, where they were over enunciating everything. So it's nice to have this a little bit closer, a little bit more accurate. And we're getting better. I mean, to me, I can see in her eyes that she's AI. To
About summers with
me,
you.
I was trying to.
About summers with you.
Yeah. Chill, buddy. All
Oh.
right. To me, again, maybe it's just me. I can tell he's AI. So maybe, it would be just making sure that we're getting just a really high quality image and that it can do what it needs to with that. But I mean, definitely really good. I don't think I saw the swirl in that one of the OJ, but it did everything else. And that's really nice. Once again, I can kind of already tell there's a little plasticiness going on here. This one here looks like it's going to be I'm not sure of the language. My guess would be Mandarin. But the woman gazes into the distance and says that. Then she looks at the man and continues looking forward, saying that. Shot 2, close up of the man shyly and weakly leaning up. He says this. Shot 3. So what I like here is it's telling you when the shots should happen, at least in succession. And let's see if it knows this. So it's basically saying shot 1, shot 2, shot 3. So let's see if it gets that.
今日本座在此，看谁能欺负我家乖乖大人。
幸亏有你。
今日本座在此，看谁能欺负我家乖乖大人。
幸亏有你。
Okay, so definitely the native audio, I think, needs a little bit of work, but that was really interesting. I like that definitely had one of those classic like 60s, 70s rapid zoom in pushes through the close up of an elderly bystander, surprised eyes. It was good. It was very meme worthy, wasn't it? I think it was. I think it was meme worthy. But yeah, that's solid. So then, it's talking about how to use multi-shot. And then you have custom multi-shot. It looks like that you can, it says in the input area, describe the content of each shot. And then it says multi-shot there. And then basically inside of their program, and I don't know if, if you're using a wrapper of some sort, an aggregator of some sort, if they will have something that will be built on this too. But what's kind of nice is up until now, you say shot 1, shot 2, shot 3, or you can, on Sora, you can actually designate a time. So you say, 1 to 3 seconds this, 4 to 7 seconds this, etc. Which I'm sure you can probably do with this too. But this is interesting because it says shot 1. I don't know if you can see this. Let me see. Yeah, I can zoom in here. So on this one here, it says here's any start and end frames. And then it says shot 1, I want to be this long. I think you describe what's happening. And then you say shot 2, I want it to be this long. And you can kind of do that. And so, and then you can, see, oh yeah, native audio, custom multi-shot to bring up this input panel. So in the input panel there, just describe each shot. And then you just add a shot as many times as you want. So really interesting. This is where, obviously you can use your own elements and things like that. Kling now has their own image generator as well. Not sure. It looks like they've been using their own for this here. So I'm still of the volition that, use a really strong image generation. You got C Dream that's really great at that, or C Dance. I think it's Dream. Yeah, C Dream is really, really good. Of course, Nano Banana Pro. And then honestly, ChatGPT or GBT 1.5 is also really, really solid. So at this moment, it feels like if these are the things that Kling has been creating image-wise, I still think those are a little bit stronger on realism. And then if you can take a start frame and an end frame, it seems like that might be the way to go. This is great, though. I think that this is going to propel us forward as far as using this, in filmmaking or for commercials, especially anything like that. So I think that that's really, really interesting. So let me click outside of here. So this is the first, says it's the world's first image to video plus enhanced subject consistency with core elements locked in. So let's see what they mean by that. Leveraging deep multimodal understanding from the underlying model, in addition to normal image to video generation, this upgrade supports multi-image references or even video references as elements, further anchoring specific elements within the scene. With the subject building and referencing, the model locks in the traits of characters, items, and the scene regardless of camera movements and scene development. The key subjects remain stable and consistent throughout. So this is not replacing the need for needing to create multi-reference images or a pack, an anchor pack for your characters, but it looks like it can do this now. And instead of necessarily needing to create a LoRa, a low rank adaptation, it looks like you might be able to get some really good or solid results by taking these element images, close up, a medium, and a wide in this case, to get that. So let's see here. This was taken from first frame, and then it's saying use these three as a consistent character. Let's take a look.
小美，小美，
Okay, not bad here. So let me see the difference here. So that was with the character or reference images and first frame. This is just with first frame.
小美，小美，
Let me see.
小美，
Tell me in the chat if you guys saw a difference with those. Personally, I'm not 100% sure that these references added too much. Maybe just a hair of detail. It looks like just a hair detail, which is great when you're looking at high quality stuff. I'm going to go ahead and take the sound off of here. And so looking at that again, there's that. And then looking here.
小美，
Yeah, it looks like the skin may be softer in this one. There's a little bit more texture to the, yeah, there is. There's a little bit more detail there. This one here is missing some detail here around the eyes. Definitely a little bit more plasticky here. The eyes look a little fake. And then if we were to pause it on this one here, well, that one's out of focus, isn't it? There we go. It looks like this is it. There's a little bit of texture, it looks like, on here, and that makes it have a little bit more realism to me. The eyes look a little bit more real here as well. So yeah, a little bit of a noticeable difference. A little bit of a noticeable difference there. Not too shabby. So let's look here: image to video and element reference. So it's saying in here, you can now take this and after uploading the reference image, bind the element to enhance consistency. So they're going to bind this here. And now it looks like maybe we get the girl in the dress, maybe. I'm not sure what they're doing there, but it looks like it can bind an element. So if I'm binding this dress, I'm guessing we're taking this character and binding this element or this dress in this case. And that's interesting. That's really interesting that you combine that so you don't have to keep forgetting, and then use that throughout. Now, this still doesn't change the fact that I think you need reference photos for all these different elements, though, right? And then it says that they have upgraded native audio output with character referencing in more languages. So this is interesting that now each character would get their own kind of own sound, right? So now for precise referencing of characters and their speaking in multi-character scenes, you can pinpoint the exact character who is speaking. Oops, got all crazy on the controls. My apologies. Eliminating ambiguity and confusion. Meanwhile, the upgrade now supports more languages and the rendition of authentic dialects and accents and even dialogues in different languages in the same scene, whether it's bilingual conversation for work or daily life scene with multiple dialects. The lip movements and facial expressions are natural and coherent. So you guys can read the prompt here: indoor home environment, subtle background. They say, here you go. Can't believe that. So here's the first frame it used, and then let's take a look at what it did.
Wow, I didn't expect this plot at all.
Yeah, it's totally unexpected. Never thought that would happen.
It's the best twist ever! I can't believe they did that!
Wow, I didn't expect this plot at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, to me, it still seems like they have some places to go with the native audio. Definitely had original voices. You know, the kid sounded like a kid, the dad sounded like a dad, the mom sounded like a mom, the daughter sounded like a daughter, right? That's great. Maybe they could give it more detail in the prompt for how they would like that delivered. But to me, you know, if you come from a film background, I would definitely have to direct them a little harder. Not what I want in there. So let's see here. This one here is going to be, it looks like in maybe Korean. Let me see what they have here.
숙제 다 했어? 왜 여기 있어?
시험이 너무 무서워.
걱정 마, 넌 잘할 거야.
This is getting better. I think the scene itself looks kind of real. Like, I think they did a good job with the realism here. The hair flipping in the wind is nice. For some reason, we're allowed to use Coca-Cola, apparently. Oh, no, it is Greeked, isn't it? Greeked is a term that the film industry uses when they use basically the same logo, but change it just enough to not get sued. And it looks like Kling did that for you just straight away. So good for them. I will say that the audio is really inconsistent from the English voice to the Korean voice. If that is Korean, again, let me know in the chat if I've just screwed that up. I apologize if I got the language wrong. But it does seem a lot more authentic on the lip movement on that one. This one here is an animated one, so this will be interesting. Looks like it's supposed to be in Madrid, and they are speaking in a Spanish accent and also in Spanish. So this one here, it does not say that it's supposed to be different shots. So let's see if it automatically cut this up or it's one consistent shot like it would have been before.
Disculpe, ¿dónde está la Plaza Mayor?
Por allí, a 2 calles, muy cerca.
Muchas gracias.
So
Disculpe, ¿dónde está la Plaza Mayor?
Por allí, a 2 calles, muy cerca.
Muchas gracias.
So yeah, it did automatically do cuts here, even though we didn't ask for it. So that'll be interesting. Unlike before where you had to usually ask for cuts, it looks like we're going to have to put in the prompts, I don't want to cut if you want this. Like, let's say you're getting wide coverage right here, and you'd like the option to stay on the wide later on, maybe cut back to it or whatnot. You would have to say one continuous scene and then do that. Otherwise, it's doing coverage and cutting in, assuming you want to go into the close up and the 2 shot on them. So that's really interesting now. And then native level text output with precise lettering capabilities. So this is where I think it's a really strong suit potentially for commercials. Kling's always been great at camera movement, but it looks like it's getting great at words, text on the screen, and lighting, which used to be VO's kind of that was its arena, right? So whether preserving details like signs and captions from the original image or generating entirely new text content, the model presents clear lettering and well-structured layouts. This not only enhances the realism in video output, but also meets the need for high fidelity use cases such as e-commerce advertising. Go figure. So here we have looks like we have an advertisement for what appears to be a fragrance. So you can kind of see what this is. You can kind of go back and watch this. It's a really large prompt. It says that there's a slow camera pullback and an orbit. So it looks like there's an orbit and then a pullback is what we have camera-wise. So let's look and see what we have output-wise.
Bathe in the golden hour. Kling, a whisper of Parisian elegance. Wrap yourself in luxury with every breath. Bathe in the golden hour. Kling, a whisper of Parisian elegance. Wrap yourself in luxury with every breath.
I mean, to me, this isn't bad. Every time there's a new model that comes out, of course, it's supposed to be better than the last one. And I definitely think the Kling is making strides here. I think, I can tell that this is, this particular one is AI, but I will say that, it just may be the way that they're prompting it to. I know they're showing off the capabilities of it being able to do cuts, and that's great. And that's what they're wanting there. But I definitely, I think that you would want to choose when that is happening. And then more creativity per the new output, up to 15 seconds, continuous video. And I was right, the flexible anywhere between 3 and 15 seconds. So this is no longer about longer output, but unlocking more narrative possibilities within 15 seconds. The model can comfortably accommodate more complex action sequences and scene development, whether it's delicate unfolding of a long shot, which is usually like a oneer or a wide, or the seamless progression of multiple plot lines. Everything can be fully presented within a single generation. Say goodbye to fragmented assembly and embrace story with real progression and flow. So we're saying ultra wide, medium, long shot. Those don't necessarily, those are two different things, but it's all good. Either it's an ultra wide or it's a medium long shot. But we're saying long shot with so continuous horizontal tracking. It's saying a low angle stabilizer movement near the ground, high contrast, romantic, cinematic color grading with cold blue night sky, silvery star sky, poetic realism. She's in a dark green dress, running full scene in the moonlight, going grass, skirt billowing in the wind. Breathing heavily with a determined glaze at the 4-second mark as she accelerates. Several men and women in the vintage formal attire enter the frame from both sides, running parallel to her. Some try to approach, some shout back, suggesting a chase. At the 8-second mark, blah, 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 blah. At the 12-second mark, do this. The final 3 seconds, the camera does that. So this is a pretty complex prompt. Let's see if it did there. I think they're trying to basically say that instead of doing 2 or 3 things now, that you can give it, hey, I want you to do this at this time. It looks like up to 5. So that's really interesting. Let's see. It appears my internet's being slow. So that's interesting, right? So in the final 3 seconds, you're supposed to lose the girl, and she's supposed to do that. I will say I don't feel like she's running alone here. She's kind of going there, and it says that she's supposed to. Let me turn that off. Says that at this mark, they're supposed to kind of enter the frame from both sides. Not bad, not bad. It did give it one heck of a complex prompt. I'll give it that. So really interesting, and did handle quite a few characters on screen, and that's new. Is usually when you try to have multiple characters on screen, not a lot happens there. So realistic office texture, one long shot, no cuts, steady medium shot tracking a professional woman with the camera. This is another really long one here, it looks like. So you guys can read this if you want to slow it down or pause as I'm kind of going through this. So I don't know why there's two of them here, but we'll see.
Morning.
That's not bad. So it looks like she gets off a weird train there instead of an elevator. Good actions, long cut. Looks like maybe the people that work there, maybe the lady that put this down and the person that greets her, the same person. Let me see here. This person coming in.
Morning.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's the same person. So it didn't generate somebody new from there to there. Also, did she just appear out of nowhere? No, she came from the side. We're good. Really nicely done, though. Nicely done. I don't know if this one's any different, but let's take a look.
Morning.
I think it's the same. It's kind of interesting that she ends up clinking her pea glass there on her nail there, but that's pretty nice. As far as Omni is concerned, let's check this out. This is going to be really interesting because I think this is something that folks are going to be able to really use for commercials and consistency a lot. So basically, again, 01 turned into Omni, which is the reference-based generation with a significant improvement in subject consistency. Also, it looks like prompt adherence. So pure black background is what it's looking for here. And then we want to match the Kling lipstick pictures that they have here. Bullet flows out of the darkness, leaving a saturated and flawless trail. Subsequently, the trail comes alive like a liquid river, spreading and bleeding elegantly across the surface to form a pattern of a logo. So here's the reference of the logo. This was the Kling lipstick. And the surface to form the pattern of the logo, the liquid color converges into an actual bullet of the Kling. Lipstick is placed on a water surface. The lipstick is surrounded by delicate water, flower buds, all this stuff. You can read it there. So let's take a look and see what it did here. It took these reference photos from the lipstick and that, and then we tagged them, turned them into Kling lipstick and logo, and this is what it did. Yeah, not bad. Yeah, not bad. Pretty good. You guys can take your own things away from this. And then building this is Omni as far as using these two people as references. So it took this video, 5-second, where I'm guessing it told her to look left and right on purpose. And I'm guessing it did the same with him. Yep.
你好。
And that's to give it obviously reference on the different ways that the face looks. And so then it put them in a scene together, two consistent characters. Let's take a look.
你喜欢听钢琴曲吗？
我喜欢听呀。
我有一首很喜欢的曲子，你要不要听一听？
So the atmospheres, I think the atmospheres look absolutely outstanding, and the hair is starting to look really, really nice. Clothing is starting to look really, really nice. I think that we are getting quite close on faces, and we're getting a lot better on lips. But this is great because now you can generate this video if you really like the video. Now you can have a reference video, so consistent characters video. which is really, really interesting on the multimodal ones. That's really cool. And then it looks like, oh, I didn't see this here, but it said, okay, so this is the image, and that turned into the backdrop, obviously. And then did the same thing here, right? It said, hey, take all these different areas or angles and then put it into this. And then it also looks like it has specific music.
Welcome to my world, a brand new one, where all the adventures are the most interesting.
So it took a real voiceover and then it says, add it here. So let's see.
Do you know what the most interesting thing in the world is? It's going on an adventure with me. The next stop is the Atlantic Ocean. Do you know what the most...
Well, that's really interesting. So it used this audio as a reference, not just for the actual lines. So we have the explorer. Do you see cut to this, cut to that? That's really interesting. I think this is a game changer personally, that we can add this audio here and not just have to have it use exactly what it says, but that up to the quality of the audio tenfold, in my opinion. It's and then this is good realism. You've got female lead. We've got even more references. We got him. And we can kind of get an idea of what's going on here.
你说我们这场婚礼会不会太过简单了？没有其他人为我们祝福的感觉。
风声，风声就是他们给我们的祝福。
That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And then you've got custom multi-shot access, like I mentioned. They got some of the technical stuff here that you can use as well. So that's really cool. It's a really neat way to look at this and see all the cool things that they have that they've been cooking up in Kling. So let's do a little thing here, and we'll go over to we're using open art at the moment, and I will kick over to here in just a sec and see if we can get something going here. Hold on just a moment. And we'll take a peek-see at Kling. Let me see here. So Nana Banana, yeah, Kling 3 has its own now. Own images. Okay, so let me get it to share this real quick. Please. I think so. So this is for you're getting a little peek here. The incoming AI consistent characters course that is about finished and about to go on sale. That's what the girl in blue here is. But let's take a look here. And so here is Kling 3 Omni's image creator. As you can see, O1 also has it. And then there's new Z Image Turbo, which is brand new, which we'll talk about soon as well. So this is pretty cheap as far as as far as models are concerned. And then it looks like we do get some output elements here. We do get some cool things there. And then looks like it's the same price for 2K. And then finally double the price for 4K. Yeah, but that's great. For our purposes here tonight, we can just do 2K. So that's interesting enough, I think. Let's see if it can give us something. Let's see if we can create a character. So let's try this. So let's see how fast this goes here. One thing I like about OpenArt is it'll start doing a little countdown here so we can see exactly how long each generation is, which is nice. I am doing a, CEO in a tailored navy suit, early 40s, composed, confident, assistant in a cream blouse and slacks, late 20s, anxious energy, and a journalist with handheld recorder, mid 30s, aggressive posture. So I asked you for 3 people in this one image. Let's see what it does with this. And then while it's doing that, let's go ahead and switch to C Dream, which is usually pretty good at this, and see if it does any better. And then we'll do this has been yielding some pretty cool results. Does a little bit different on the stuff there. You can tell it to scale up if you want to, make it 2K, 3K, 4K. So let's see here. So this is the new Kling Omni model. If I zoom, if I can zoom in. No, it won't let me zoom in. Okay. So if I am looking at this, it's not bad. Not sure what kind of recorder this gentleman has. Yeah, this seems a little over the top to me. The next one, this is also from Kling 3.0 Omni. Definitely. So this is what's interesting is it tried to give me consistent characters. It looks like the reporter is supposed to be the same and maybe the assistant. Though this one here may look Latina and this one here looks more Asian. This gentleman does have spiky hair. I'll give him that, but it's not exactly the same. And then the white gentleman's not the same either. We get a tie in this one here. He's more casual. He's definitely got more going on there. So this is what the Kling 3.0 Omni one is doing for us right now. And let me see here. So the next we did C Dream. So C Dream, this is interesting. I don't really know what is on the assistant's shoulders. I don't know if there's her feet. I don't know what that is. There's some weirdness going on here because she has like man hands and then like a little baby hand here. So she's got like 3 hands and possibly more. She's possessed or something. This is like the beginning of a horror film. This guy looks good. I like him. You got the reporter and then you got the edge of a camera here too. I love that his recorder looks like a Motorola from the early 90s or late 80s. That's interesting. Interesting choice by C Dream. Here's a different one from C Dream. The recorder now looks like it may have spikes on it. That's interesting. The assistant does only have 2 hands. That's great. She now has a backpack as well. And then it does actually look like the guy, the CEO, is a consistent character, and mostly the reporter too. Once again, it did change the assistant, this one here, from being Asian to Caucasian. So that's interesting. Good realism though. And then this is GPT image 1.5. That's interesting. The recorder looks like it's sci-fi. Looks like she's taking digital notes. This is the first one where I've actually seen the anxiousness on her face at a natural level. He looks calm and collected. This is really good. I like this. I see texture on the tie, texture on the suit, texture. This is good. I really like this. And then here, once again, it looks like she's anxious. This is the first time I've actually seen it actually look like a recorder. GBT 1.5, man, it's real strong. Not gonna lie, real strong. We should try Nano Banana for kicks and giggles, right? Where's Nano Banana? There she is. So this is the most expensive model right now. So we'll let's see here. 4.3. No thanks. Do 2K again, 2 images. So we'll let that cook and see what we get. Usually it's pretty fast. So we'll get an idea here. And then what we'll do is we'll use the best one for the rest of the prompt, as we will give it this, this reference image to start with, and then move back out from there to see what we have. So let's wait on Nano Banana Pro. Generally, I do use one of those main three. I doubt, honestly, that I'll be using the Kling 3.0 Omni image. It's okay. I think that it's lacking some realism. I think this might be the culprit for why Kling 3.0 and 3.0 Omni, as far as video models are concerned, didn't look maybe up to the best of their capability, as they are also trying to look at their own image generation. And to me, it's just not as good as some of the others. So here's Nano Banana Pro. This is the first one here. This is, I think this has done a good job. It looks like it actually took, I was going to say it took the same characters before, but actually maybe not. But she does look anxious. Here we have the reporter now being a female. That's interesting as well. They just switched it up. Love it. Good aesthetics. He looks calm. She does look anxious. This does look like a recorder. So this is nice. And then we have the other one from Nano Banana Pro. Again, she does look anxious. He does look calm. Once again, it took that same sort of guy. It looks very similar to this gentleman. Different suit, or he's in a suit now. Also, not just a recorder, also a microphone. Just want to let you know, in case you didn't know, you were being recorded. You're being recorded and recorded, even though it's not plugged into anything. This strangely looks like, yeah, this is a great recorder, though. I'll give it that. But Nano Banana does a great job. Let me see here as to what I think is best. This one's really good. I like this one. I'll start that. And then don't like that one. I think this one here is good. And this one here, I think we lose the plot. This one's okay, except for the 20 hands on this woman. That's creepy stuff. So I think we used one of those two. And now we're going to bring this over to video. And the great thing is we can actually just use like elements to video or whatnot. And now we're automatically on Omni. So now we can use reference images, we can use reference elements, we can use detailed descriptions. If we don't want to use that, we can use Kling 3. Or excuse me, this is a multimodal one. So it's saying these are the multimodal ones here. So these are the only ones you can use. So yeah, let's see here. Let me see what we can get as far as a video one. Let's see here. This looks good. Let's do it. I'm going to use this. So I'm going to copy this over here. And then we're going to use this from the history. I think we'll go ahead and I think I like the way this one looks a little better with the background. So we'll use that. 720 for this is fine. 16 by 9 is good. We can do 5 all the way up to 15, or it says 3. Yeah, 3 to 15. So let's do 7. So here's the prompt here. I'll let you look at this for a second. You can pause, go back and look at that if you want to. I have audio on. You can turn it off. I'm going to leave it on. I would like to see what it does with this. So we'll do that. And then this also becomes at image 1. So anytime I want to use that, I can. So that is what that is doing. If I wanted to just do straight image to that, I can also use Kling 3 instead. And then I'll still use, oops, this from the history. I'll use the same prompt. Let's see what it does here. I'll do 7 seconds with it as well. Audio's off on this one. So weirdly enough, this one's a hair more expensive. Now, if you guys remember when we tested Kling 01, though it was pretty good at adding elements to the video, it did take 8 minutes. So hopefully they have cut down on that significantly. We're only at about a minute on it right now. It's the one that's 57 seconds. And then this is Kling 3 over here on the left, which generally Kling is in that 60 to 90 second range usually. So let's get, we'll get an idea of kind of where things are on, how fast these generations are. So we'll also get an idea of this audio. We won't be in this one. We won't be testing like the audio quality or the different things like that. But I think it'll be really interesting to see how this kind of comes together here. So this will be really nice. I'm gonna see how this goes. So I'm going to start creating another prompt that maybe has some weather in it, maybe lightning or maybe tornadoes or something like that, with multiple characters and dialogue where there's a progression and maybe 2 people are fighting and there's kind of a shove down where they're running and for their lives, end up shoving the other one down and keeps running away. So that's the prompt I'm writing now while this is going on. So we'll see what I can get there. So I'm going to kind of see. And this one here, we're up to, this is 2.5 minutes on 3.0 Omni. We're just approaching 2 minutes on Kling 3.0. So this is why I love to test this, right? Is on their website, when everything's pre-made, when it's already, already done, it's easy to go, wow, this is the latest and greatest thing. How can I use it tonight? And I'm going to have so much fun with it. Versus real world application, when you start putting it into action, Kling, unfortunately, is notorious for these really, really slow generations. And yes, even though they're touting 15-second generations and that you can do these different scenes, I think that, if it's going to take 8 minutes, it's almost faster to do it the other way, right? So there we go. Kling 3.0 is already done. So let's take a look at it real quick here.
They leaked it. It's already trending. Did you knowingly authorize the offshore transfers?
Get the full story before you print it.
Board meeting moved up. They want answers. They leaked it. It's already trending. Did you knowingly authorize the offshore transfers?
Get the full story before you print it.
Board meeting moved up. They want answers. They leaked it. It's already trending. Did you know?
So this is interesting because the reporter turned into the assistant and the assistant turned into the reporter. Also, the assistant is in multiple places. There's 2 of her. If you notice, she's there, she leaves, there she is again, and then she comes back. And so maybe she has a twin. Maybe I just didn't know she had a twin. Maybe I failed to realize this is a twin. But as you can see here, the action is elevator doors open sharply. It comes out, journalist, did you know that they had this? Breaks that, security guards before doing that. So here we go. This seems like this might work. Let's see here. So this is Omni.
They leaked it. It's already trending. Did you knowingly authorize the offshore transfers?
Get the full story moved up before you print it. They want answers.
They leaked it. It's already trending. Did you knowingly authorize the offshore transfers?
Get the full story moved up before you print it. They want answers.
So this is interesting because Omni kind of messed up these faces a little bit here. I will say that it appears that they did get the correct characters this time, and there is security, but instead of the door shutting behind the CEO, the door is shut on the CEO. I'm sure he enjoyed that. So yeah, so once again, these are real world settings where you get to actually see these things happening. I'm almost done with this prompt over here. And I want it chopped up into different shots, telling the model when certain things should happen. So I'm almost finished with it. So let's see here. Now we don't have their full thing. Their thing, right, needs to be 15 seconds. So this one here, what we'll do is we're going to test it out. We're going to stress test it. We're going to do the 15-second one. We're going to use multi-shot, which is what they're both kind of doing, right? That's what they're both touting. So I'm going to go straight to text to video and let it have some control here. So here is this. So I took a complex one and then I asked it to break it up into shots for me. So I had the prompt and I just asked it to break it up into 4 shots. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it looks like we have a final beat here. That's fine. Sure. So let's see. Let's see what it does here. So here we're going to do. This is really not needed on the Omni. This one here would be for 3. So we'll do this with that. It says we can't create it. Oh, because I am on image to text. All right, here we go. Okay, 720 on. All right, let's take a go at this here. So this is, to me, really letting it do what it wants to do here. So we can read this. I want a wide 24mm lens. I want a static but wind shaking the frame. It's a rural highway with a tornado funnel forming in the background, fields bending violently, wind already strong, trigger, lightning flash at 1 second, hard cut. We have a rumble. I'm telling it that I want 35 to cut in here. There's Ethan and Marcus. I'm going to let it decide who Ethan and Marcus are. And then I have text here. Marcus, you left me. Rain begins. Ethan, we got the shove. And then he shoves him hard. Close. So let's see here. So I set up to 5 actions can be made on a 15-second one. So we're going to see here. We're already up to just about a minute. It took 2 minutes for a 7-second generation. So by that account, it should take around 4 minutes, but I'm hoping it is faster. Also, this is not referencing an image, so it's creating everything. So I don't know if that'll make it faster or slower. We shall see, but we shall see. So I think that that's quite interesting. But yeah, let me see here. So while it is doing that, I feel like we can take maybe one of Bree's ones from last time here. I'm going to take the prompt from last time, and I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. I think 7 seconds should suffice here. So we'll go ahead and do that and get it started. We're nearing 2 minutes on we just crossed 2 minutes on the 15-second one. So we'll see. We'll look for both of these to come out here, but this is exciting. This is exciting stuff. I think we have more to do with Kling 3.0 and 3.0 Omni. This is scratching the surface. Obviously, we took a look at everything that's happening with it, but there's just too much to cover in this. While we're waiting, if you've never been here before, again, welcome to the 1111 Media Creator Academy YouTube channel. What we do is we test out the new models. We give you tips and tricks for prompting and offer classes on things that are film and AI forward, whether that is taking your book and turning it into a screenplay, looking at AI consistent characters. If you're a beginner, we have an intro class. If you're interested in this, don't forget to subscribe, follow, turn on the bell. We have live streams every Wednesday night, and we have Brea with her educational videos that drop about every Friday, so you can take a look at those, and it's a lot of fun. We also have a great community in our Discord channel, and if you sign up for our newsletter, you get a special couple of coupons over the next couple of weeks. So some really great value in there. So that's something you'll want to check out. And then we do have our new AI consistent characters course for beginners and intermediates that will be coming out in just a couple of weeks. And that's something that you will want to take a look at. As far as what's going on in my world, I have actually been invited to be a speaker at the Irish Publishing Conference in Clare County, Ireland. I'm ecstatic to represent 1111 Media Creator Academy. We're going to be talking about some really cool stuff. It is a sellout crowd, so no spaces this year. We're really, really excited to be a part of that, though. So if you are headed to Clare County next month, I look forward to seeing you there. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it takes place in a castle. Pinch me, wake me up, because this is a dream. Speaking in a castle? Are you kidding? Let's go. Jamie, welcome. It's good to see you. I just saw this here, but hello, my friend. It's good to see you if you're still there. Testing out these models, man. We just keep upgrading and hopefully getting some good stuff here. So we're still rock and rolling. We're up to several minutes on the long one, but here is the continuation of what Brea did last week. These were all of last week, 2 weeks ago, with what we did with the two ladies saying goodbye at a train station, and then I believe they're supposed to get on the train and it's supposed to pull away. So as you can tell, VO3 did a pretty shoddy job of that. This one here is really nice. I like that it's kind of like a mom-daughter. Train's pulling away without the mom there. So let's see here, give you some context. So here is what Kling 3.0 did. That's really interesting. So I love that it gave, new cultures. We purposely didn't give it any cultures. So it says 2 women stand on an empty train platform at dawn. A train idles behind them, steam drifting through the soft morning light. One woman holds the other's hands, fighting tears. They lean in, foreheads touching, neither wanting to let go. The train doors slide open behind them, slow cinematic push in. So we do have a very, very, very slow push in. The train looks like it's arriving. I don't see, unfortunately, I don't see it stopping and opening the door. I do believe 7 seconds was enough time for it to happen, to do that. But have to be honest, this looks great. They look like they're fighting tears. I love the instruction. We do have the steam coming from the train. This is really nice. So Kling 3 did really, really well. We're at 400 seconds that we're closing in on and that is it's getting long, so they definitely need to go on that. So because we're now coming up on about 7 minutes. So we're at 7 minutes here coming up. And this is for a 15-second clip. Here it is. So at 7 minutes, just about, here's what we get. I'm looking forward to it. Let's see.
You left me!
Oh.
Marcus! You left me!
This is interesting here. The sound design's nice, actually. I'm going to go ahead and mute this while it goes. You can see a little bit of the AI doing AI things here at the beginning, but it's not bad. Great mechanics on the running and the pushing down. It's not bad here as a kind of a film storm look. I don't like how the pole just appears out of nowhere, but this is actually kind of cool. Wish it was a little bit more real looking, but I mean, the push down with the mechanics of two characters doing stuff simultaneously. If that pole could have just been thrown from the tornado, man, I would have bought that. Still kind of fun. I think this is still kind of fun to watch, though. I think this is pretty good. So that's a lot of fun. Interested to see, play with this a lot more. The audio is getting better. It's not perfect, as you can tell with us doing the prompts here. I think that it's getting better at prompt adherence. It's not perfect. That definitely was a stress test, though, right? This is not something that is going to be super simple for it to do. So I think let's see if it can do this, though. Past where here, let me use one of the earlier ones. And let's see here. So I don't need a real long one on this, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this here. I might do 6 seconds with the sound on, and we'll go up here and see. Basically what I'm looking for here is 2-3 weeks ago when we did this racing car one, you guys, anybody that watched this may recall that anytime the second car left, it where did it go? It was there it is in front of the car, it turns around, there's no car. So what I basically want to see is if 3.0 can kind of see about, doing a little bit better job of that. So those were all C dance. We were doing C dance 1.5. That's kind of what we were doing there. This is 01. So let's see here. It's at 3.2. Rubbish. It's been longer than that. I guess I can't watch other films or other clips as that's happening. Well, that's baloney. So we'll see here. Should just take, I'm hoping it takes around 90 seconds. It's only a 7-second clip. But what we're looking for here is we're looking to see if it can sustain, if there's a multiple car, if it leaves frame, if it will come back into the frame. And then if it does, will it be consistent? So that'll be really interesting. Would love to hear your thoughts on what you guys think about the model so far, from what they said it can do versus kind of some of these real life examples and what it actually is doing. Honestly, obviously the Omni, the strength is that you feed it a whole bunch of references, right? I think it's up to 10 references. So its strength is feeding it a whole bunch of references and saying, hold on to this stuff. So we didn't go hard into that. What we did give it, it honestly didn't do phenomenal on, because I think it's more for element or reference to video more than just using it from image to video per se. So I think, if you're going to do text to video, you're going to do image to video. Kling 3.0 seems like it's going to be kind of the stronger model to go to. And then if you have elements need that multimodal model response, then that's where Omni is going to be kind of that that go-to. They seem to be around the same price, so credits aren't going to eat through it a lot. So it's not the end of the the end of the world there. It is about 500 credits on. This is we're using OpenArt right now, so if you do the 15 seconds with the sound on 720, not even 1080. It is 525. It is 600, which is not a bad bump up. So if you're using 600, I'm on the infinite plan or whatnot. I think it gives you like 24,000 credits a month. So if you've got 24,000 credits a month and all you want to do is make 15 second after 15 second video, that'll be good for 40, up to 40 videos if you were doing a bunch of 15-second videos with sound at 1080. So just something to keep in mind if you're looking at kind of how much it costs there. The price per video on that would be actually, it's a good question. Let me see what that would be in a second. Let's see. All right, look at that. So it looks like there was a hair of splitting maybe at the very beginning with the blue car. But I think you could also go, oh, well, it's kind of like camera motion is vibrating. But here's one thing that it did really good on. It did good with the sounds. And more importantly, it's the first time that a model has let a car that's in front leave the frame and it's still there and it's still consistent. Still white and blue. And there it is. So not bad. Kudos to Kling 3.0 on that. Kudos to 3.0 on that. So good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. So let me take a look here. If I'm taking a look at, if you're wanting to know kind of what the cost per, cost per would be, if you do it monthly, it's like $56 a month for the infinite plan, which is a little steep. But if you do it yearly, if you pay for the full year, monthly or whatever, then it's $28 a month. So it's almost half, and it is about half. And so that makes it a little bit more, a little cheaper. But if you're looking at, if you do the $56 a month and you're getting the 40 videos, that's about $1.40 per generation, which is not terrible. It's really not. We've talked about the price of different generation models before. That does seem like a quick departure. I'll be honest. It is a slight departure from what Kling was before. Kling before was about 75 cents per generation. So $1.40 is double that, right? But if you do the yearly one and you want to do the $28, then that really does put you right back where it was. It's about 70 cents per video generation. And that's for 15-second generation, which is pretty good. So when before that was for 10 seconds. So it does actually make it a little bit cheaper. So hopefully you found this informational. Let us know what you'd like to see. I think next week we're hoping to have access to Sea Dance 2.0. It's not out in America yet. We're hoping to have access that for you next week. So you'll want to stay tuned to that. There are some new updates to Grok that has come out. We have a brand new local model image one that is called Z that is touting that it has not safe for work capabilities. If that's something that interests you, you're a writer, you're something that needs a little bit more skin, something like that. And then we also have to really try out this Omni, right? This is something that we really want to try out the multimodal side of things and to see really what it can do. So all those things are coming up in the weeks to come. Be sure to come back here. We're live every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Join us. Sign up for the our YouTube and the newsletter if that's something that interests you. And we will see you here again next week. Thanks for tuning in.